Cancer, hello, it's a Scorpio Stellium, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at your predictions for October 25th through the 31st. We're building up to that full moon in Aries energy. I'm going to teach you a little bit of tarot along the way. I'm going to tell you what the astrology is with the cards as well. And at the end, we'll do a pick a card for your message from the divine, what you need to hear right now. All right, Cancer. Starting off with the Two of Pentacles, followed by the Moon. Let's see. So Two of Pentacles, you balancing something in your life, trying to make everything fit. Maybe it's too much. We don't know. But you certainly don't want to drop it. You're like, I'm trying to figure out, how do I pay my bills and have a good time at the same time? How do I manage these two different people in my life? How do I manage my emotions? It's all about your balancing act. And it does feel like it's a challenge for you right now. With Jupiter in Capricorn, it almost seems like there's a lot of good things going on for you because Jupiter is the greater benefic planet. So it wants to expand and bestow lovely gifts. But Capricorn is a planet of work. It's the planet of putting your nose to the grindstone. And so this gives me a feeling of you have so much work to do. How are you going to manage it all? We have the Moon card next to it, which is associated with the sign of Pisces, which is the things that are not tangible, the intangible things in life, like our fears and our subconscious dreams and our shadow selves, all coming up into the light to be dealt with. So there's probably some fear that you have here, whether it's fear of not being good enough, whether it's fear of what may not be working out, it's fear of possibly even failure with what you're putting your energy into, particularly when it comes to work. And I say that because we also have the reverse Ten of Pentacles. So we've got the Moon surrounded by these Pentacle cards, which have to do with financial aspects of life, the mundane, the everyday stuff. Okay, our finances and our work. And having it surrounded by that makes me think this is what we're indicating here. Reversed Ten of Pentacles is this card of not feeling that you're going to reach the success that you want. Maybe it's the stable family life, you know, the stable home and everything that you want to provide for your spouse or your children or your family members. You want to provide something real for them and you don't know that you're good enough. So there's some doubt here. And I think that the doubt is coming in because of how hard you're pushing yourself. You cannot always do everything. You cannot always do everything well when you're trying to do it all. So I think that for you, the beginning of the week is really about picking your focus. And we come down into the middle of the week. It looks like you are dealing with some feelings of abandonment, dealing with some feelings of being left out in the cold by a particular person. What I have is the reverse Seven of Wands. Somebody was fighting for something for a long time and they're not fighting for it anymore. The Seven of Wands is when you stand your ground. And it's reversed here. So you're not standing your ground anymore, or they're not. They've given up the fight. They're like, this is not worth it. I'm not going to put that passion that I was putting into this, I'm not going to put it in there anymore. And the reason I say passion is because the Seven of Wands is actually associated with Mars, which is the warrior planet. It's how you fuck and how you fight. You'll always remember that now, won't you? Mars associated with Mars in Leo. Leo is ruled by the heart. It's where we shine, okay? So we have this energy of passion and drive. You know, we have this desire to fight for what we believe in, to fight for what we love. And it's reversed. It's like, I'm not going to do that anymore. But it's not really over for you, is it, Cancer? Because we have the Death card. The Death card is associated with Scorpio. Scorpio is all about transformation and change. And I tell people a lot of times, if they are ever involved in a Scorpio, there are two modes for Scorpio. There is all in and there is fuck you, I'm done. Okay, so here we are talking about you don't want to let this go, or the other person doesn't want to let this go. Even though the fight is over, we're not giving the effort, or somebody's not giving the effort that they once were. The emotional repercussions of that are still very much on your mind. And we have the 5 of Pentacles next to it. This is that feeling of being left out in the cold. You, I think it is you that feel now that you've been pushed out fully from this situation. And you don't really want to let it go. You don't want it to really be over, but you feel like it may be. At least emotionally, you're feeling that way. You feel the coldness coming off of them. You feel the energy that was always there. You feel that cord just severed. And so now you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? Even if they didn't say it to you, you feel it. So then we have the 4 of Swords next. 4 of Swords is you taking a break. You resting and doing some recuperation, because this week has been pretty heavy for you up until this point. And by the time we move into the end of the week, you get what you need, which is a break. And I think, remember I said, if you keep trying to juggle everything and do everything and not just kind of zoom out and look at it from a macro level, you're going to exhaust yourself. So now you are taking that break that you need with the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is this card that is between 2 very difficult cards, the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Being the 3 being the heartbreak, the 5 being the fight that you know you really can't win. But the 4 is when we have the respite. We're like, I have to take a break. I have to do me for a little while. So here you are now taking the rest that you need. Thank God, because you were heading for some major burnout there. We have the Sun. So you spending some time actually appreciating what you have that is lovely and happy and good. And I think that this is definitely what you needed. You have this feeling of warmth surrounding you. You have the contentment. You have the joy. Okay, so you're looking at it and you're going, okay, despite anything that may be troubling me right now, I actually have everything that I need. You know, I have all the love that I need in my life. I have the success that I have been looking for a long time. It's actually here right now. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to just like bask in that and be happy with what I've got. Then we have the reverse Temperance card, which is the last card. And I think that here you are a little impatient for the success, because I have the Sun, which is also associated with success. I think that Temperance being impatient, you're a little bit like, when is it going to happen though? You know, I'm ready for the payout, because you're sitting here going, how old am I now? Like, I should have had all of this stuff handled by now, but I don't. I'm not quite there yet. And that's how it feels this week, where you're just like, I'm ready for the total like payoff. I'm ready for what I have worked so hard all these years for. So there's a little bit of impatience, but we're going to go ahead and start clarifying, getting more information on each of these cards. So the 2 of Pentacles is the first card I'm going to look at. Okay. It's clarified by the World. And this is saying that a cycle that you have initiated a long time ago is coming to completion. So despite how hard you're working and despite the fact that you do have these fears, it is assuring you that you're going to be successful, that you're going to get to the place that you feel complete. And you've looked for this completion for a very long time. And the World card is associated with Saturn, which is typically a difficult card. But coming to the end of the major arcana, it actually takes on the flavor of its most beautiful meaning, which is understanding what the limitations are and accepting them and knowing how to work with them instead of fight against them. And that's where real freedom comes from. So now let's clarify the Moon, where you have these worries and fears. We're going to take Strength, because that one flipped over. And I'm going to see if, okay, the Hermit wants to come out too. Let's see what else. Very talkative card, the Moon. Okay, I think we might be good there. So the Strength card, meaning you trying to be strong enough to handle what comes out of the deep. Your inner knowledge, your inner wisdom, which is the Hermit card, okay? Being strong enough to know what to do with these fears, okay? So here's what's coming up. And you're figuring out how to handle it. Do you see that? Strength being strong enough, pointing to the right one. The Hermit to use that information and not being weighed down by it, but actually being freed by it, because now it's not just knowledge of the issues, the fears, the setbacks, but it's wisdom about them. So you're surpassing, it's like leveling up. Like, you've been around this before. You've been in situations like this before, but now you're coming up to the higher level of it because you're bringing wisdom into it. Let's clarify the reverse 10 of Pentacles. I think that there are setbacks of what you want to provide here, your home, your family. Okay, we have Four of Cups, we have Justice. Okay, so Four of Cups and Justice. This is going to be maybe being a little not focused on what you should be focused on, where I said down below, it's like you come to a place where you're looking at everything that you have and you're happy in it, right? But right now, I think that you're a little dissatisfied. It's like you've come so far and you've gotten a lot that you really, really wanted, that was really important to you, but you're still a little dissatisfied with some aspect of it. And I want to have you take a minute to really think about, is this something that you're putting out there? Are you the one who's criticizing yourself or your circumstances? Or is it the people that you're doing this for? Because my guess is it's from you. It's from your own fears and how you think you should be here, and maybe you're not. You're down here. And then the Justice card, this is a relational card because it is associated with Libra. It's about balance. And I think that this is telling you to bring things into perspective in your relationships, to make sure that everybody is compromising and getting what they need, their needs met. And most likely, as long as you are doing your part, they're happy and they're fine. So your fear about being inadequate is not necessary in this situation. Okay, let's start clarifying this whole different situation here in the middle, where it's like somebody stopped fighting for it. It's not really over to you. You feel that the energetic ties have been cut and you're not very happy about it. Let's look at that. So let's clarify reverse death. Let's do this. Okay. All right, Four of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Okay, Four of Pentacles being the structures of things that were built. So this is something that you put a lot into that you thought was unshakable. And then the 10 of Wands, there was a lot of struggle within it. There was one person or both people thought they were carrying it all. They were carrying the whole weight of this relationship or this whatever situationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it, you know, but one person was carrying everything or thought that they were, but the burden was too much for both of you. And then Ace of Wands, very interesting to have Ace of Wands clarifying a card where you're saying that I don't want this to be over. It's not over. It's not really over. Yeah, I think that this person has cut you out, or you've cut them out and somebody has walked away. And so there's this feeling of loss and abandonment that is left, you know, there's neglect. You're feeling the icy cold of their absence, but the Ace of Wands is telling you that there's going to be a new beginning here. It's almost like you guys start the whole cycle back over. I mean, I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. For some of you, you're like, good, I want it to be. But other people are like, no, I don't want to go down this again. This sucked. But I think you're going to do it anyway, because there's something that's still got to be revisited that, despite everything, is not over. Damn, you know, like I feel it. I feel like you guys have had massive amounts of history and difficulty and good times and bad times and everything in between. And it's been hard on you both. It's sucked the both of you dry. But nonetheless, what's coming back in, the clarification card is like the Ace. You know, the Ace of Wands is like a whole new passion for this. Let's clarify. Five of Pentacles. This is along the same vein, same type of relationship. Okay. We have the Prince of Pentacles. Somebody's got to learn a whole new way of doing this. I think the lesson is yours, Cancer. I'm going to be really honest with you. I think the lesson is yours. And I don't know, because everybody's lesson is going to be a little bit different. But I think the reason this has to come back around is because you've got something else to learn from this situation that you haven't mastered yet. This is the person that the universe has put in your life to teach it to you. Okay, this is why. Because the Knight of Cups. Because you have to, somebody's got to learn how to accept love. Okay, somebody's got to learn how to accept it, what real love is. Not the talk, not the nice, pretty words that we like to say sometimes. The, you know, I'll always be there for you. I'm going to stand by you. You know, there's nothing else that compares to you. All those pretty words don't mean shit, but it's the action that backs them up. And that's what's got to be learned. And so I don't know if this person is going to be offering you love or it's going to be you offering them love. If you look at this card though, it's the little crab is in the cup. So crab, the Cancer, right? So I feel like you are offering your heart. You're offering your love to this person again. I know a lot of you are going to be like, no, I'm not. And I'm going to be like, yes, you are. It can be the other way around, but that's the way that I read it for this situation. I think for the majority of you, this has to be handled. You are going to have to be the one to learn from this. And so you're the one who's going to have to be putting yourself out there, even though it feels really hard. Let's clarify this last line. Particularly with Temperance. I'm doing this because it's Temperance clarified by Temperance, which is always what my cards are saying. You got it right the first time. We don't need to say anything else about it. Yeah, you having to be patient because things take time. What you are actually aiming for is a lofty, long-term goal, and it's not something that's accomplished all at once. It's accomplished in stages. So let's clarify the Sun. Very interesting clarification. To have the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak and sorrow, is the clarification card for the Sun. So there's joy where there was once sadness, where there was once heartbreak and sorrow and separation. You are coming into joy about it. And you're trying to find a way to make it all work. You're trying to find the harmony, which is Temperance. You're trying to find the harmony to get it back. That's what this is really telling us too. But it's also, I want to say, having the Sun here is definitely about success. So you're going to be successful in these attempts. I do want to clarify the Four of Swords. I'm going a little bit out of order, but I do want to look at it. God, I've clarified the hell out of this reading. Can't even see my original cards. Okay, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. Awesome. Okay, cool. This is this card that was up here that was reversed. It's showing like, oh, you have some fears about if you're going to actually be good enough, if you're going to be able to provide everything that you want to provide. I think that when you have this period of rest and like meditation and thought about it, you're going to realize that you are doing this. You are providing what you want to provide for your family, for the people that you love. The reason that you're doing the work is actually paying off, and you're going to reach the success that you've desired. So all of these cards are telling us that you're pointed towards success. You just have to deal with some other bullshit along the way. Somebody that you thought you were really done with, that's still got to be worked out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do your divine message from the universe. Pick a card style. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'll let you choose, and I'll tell you what your message is. Okay. We're going to do your pick a card. You choose card 1, 2, or 3 for your message from the divine. And I will tell you what your card meaning is, what your message this week is. So we have card 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If you chose the first one, the Page of Coins, you're going to be learning about something new. You're going to be putting in the effort or doing the research or getting all the information you need so that your doubt that you've had this week when we're looking at that, am I good enough to do this, is alleviated, because you're going to get the training or the information so that you can do better at it. And then this is going to in turn alleviate your fear, right? Okay, so for card number 2, we have the Ace of Swords. You're getting truth. You're getting an epiphany. Some of you are getting information that you did not have before about something that you really need to know. But it's this flash. It comes in so fast. But it's this truth that you've needed for a long time. It's this clarity that you're getting this week. And if you have the third card, the Star, this is about healing. This is about the hope for the future. So you've gone through the storm and now you're coming out of it. There is hope for things that have been lost. There is reconciliation for people who have gone away from us. So I hope that those messages resonate with you. I will see you again next week. Bye, Cancer.